Number 5. Now, at this point, you're not just paying, but you are paying with a measure of pain. That's right, it could be described as paying through the nose. Now, it's thought that this saying actually is linked to medieval punishments where taxes or penalties were enforced rather harshly. In fact, during the Viking era, nose mutilation was used as a form of punishment, so it symbolises a very severe cost. In the modern times, we might describe paying through the nose as paying a lot more than perhaps something is worth, just like sneaky little price surges that might appear without any warning. Number 4. You might call it budgeting, but your friends might actually refer to it as penny pinching. Or in other words, they're describing you as someone that is a little cheap. That's right, penny pinching. It's the phrase that has emerged since the 1800s, referring to someone who is so frugal that they will literally pinch pennies in order to avoid spending them. It carries a slightly negative tone of excessive thrift. These days, we might use it from time to time to describe someone who is a little overly careful when it comes to money, just like that person who insists on splitting that bill down to the very last cent. Number 3. It won't break the bank, you say, right before clicking on that very, very expensive item. Yes, we've all been guilty of spending a little more than what we first anticipated. But where did this come from? Well, to break the bank, it seems to come from the gambling scene, particularly casinos, where the bank refers to the casino's reserve of money. So if you were to get in there and win enough to actually empty out the casino, you literally broke the bank. Now, in today's world, we'll often use the word break the bank to indicate that we are spending more than we can afford, or nearly doing so, just like upgrading the new car with all of the added features. Number 2. Now, this is a saying that the time wasters of the world really cringe when they hear, and that is, time is money. It's used to emphasise productivity. But where did this saying actually come from? Well, it's thought to have actually been popularised by Benjamin Franklin back in the 1700s, where he framed the idea of time being a resource that could generate income when used productively. It reflected that early capitalist thinking about efficiency and labour. Today, we might look at the term time is money, particularly when we are charging hourly rates or looking at using time-saving tools. And last but not least, number 1. If this saying was actually true, we'd all be professional gardeners by now. We're talking about money not growing on trees. Now, the phrase seems to date back to the 1500s, where money, and mostly metal coins, required labour, trade, or extraction in order to obtain, and it became a reminder to demonstrate that wealth comes from effort and not just sitting around doing nothing. In the modern use, we might use it to remind our children or someone less experienced in an economic sense to be realistic about their spending.